nice to be here, everyone. Great to come to Bluffton. In case you're wondering, I am an actual rabbi. I have a congregation in Savannah, so it's really nice to come out here once in a while, do some stand-up comedy. Very excited because I did just get married recently. Very excited about that. My wife was raised a Catholic, and she recently converted to Judaism, which is interesting. I don't know if you guys, anybody here speak Yiddish? Because when you go from Catholicism to Judaism, it translates as basically making good decisions. And so my wife now is Jewish. Very happy to be with her. She's very excited, of course. And I'm very, very thankful because my wife has the nicest mother. I mean, let me tell you, I love my mother-in-law. I am so lucky to have a wonderful wife and a wonderful mother-in-law. The problem is I have a lot of issues with my wife's mother-in-law. She's the one that really has been causing my grief my whole life. And let me tell you, I think many of you understand because I can tell you're all disappointments to your family as well, that I'm a major I'm more of a disappointment than any of you. You can't even imagine. Like to my mom, there were 4 jobs. There's only 4 jobs you could have in life in order of acceptance. Doctor, lawyer, accountant, dead to me. And that was it. and you may say, well, you're a rabbi, that's respectable. To my mom, rabbi was number 78 on the list. Number 79, committing treason. So that's where I come from. But do you think that's why I'm disappointed? No. I'm on a disappointment, a level that you cannot even understand. I am probably the biggest disappointment on planet Earth. Let me explain. You know how many of you have walked in on your parents having sex? Yeah? I never did that. You know why? Because my parents never had sex. Never had sex. Now, I know some of you might say, oh, you just never caught them having sex, right? Well, let me tell you something. I knew my parents a lot better than you guys. They never had sex. Now, let's say for a moment, maybe they got drunk one time and they had sex that one time. I have a brother. He's not a twin. My parents never had sex twice. That's all I'm saying, never. So not only am I a disappointment because I'm a rabbi, I'm basically a disappointment because I'm like a Messiah. I am a Messiah. I'm not the Messiah, but I'm like the third one. And you can see the issues. You know, a lot of you may say, well, your mom slept with another man. Let me tell you, my mom was a saint. The only thing she ever did wrong in her entire life was forget for 3 years to tell her eldest son that every single family member in our history was lactose intolerant. Dr. Greenberg and I have been discussing that one for 35 years, but my mom was a saint. Not only that, a saint, and she has passed on. And so can you just imagine my mother in heaven speaking with Mary and Jochebed, which was Moses' mother. You know, Jochebed saying, well, my son created ethical monotheism and freed the Jews. And Mary, of course, saying, well, my son died for humanity. And my mother saying, well, my son is at a bar in Bluffton on Thursday night speaking to all these people. So you can understand why I'm a disappointment. I mean, basically, my mom, of course, and I loved her, died. So right now you can understand why I'm living, because there's no way I'm dying anytime soon. I mean, I am not dying until I can help my mother compete. And there's only one way. I have to wait to die until after my first child is accepted into medical school. Then, of course, Jochebed saying, well, my son, freed the Jews and started ethical monotheism. And Mary is saying, well, my son died for humanity's sins. And my mom's going to be like, oh, yeah? My grandchild's a doctor. Ethereal mic drop. Ethereal mic drop. So my only chance really is to combat racism. That's what I'm here to do today. I'm here to combat racism because I don't understand it. Racism is how can you hate every single person of some race? How can you be anti-Semitic and hate all Jews? Like, I understand some forms of hate. Like that gentleman with the cap over there. I understand it. You are a handsome man. You are a good-looking man, and I am jealous of you. So perhaps I wish I was as good looking as you. But more realistically, I wish that God would send boils all over you and make your life miserable and kind of do a Harry Potter thing with Dementors and make sure there's no hope in your life and that you will die miserable alone with no friends. I mean, that's understandable. That's hate. I understand it. I hate you. That I hate comedians who tell nasty jokes and curse. I can understand that because they go to the second lowest level of hell. So I understand that. Incidentally, the lowest level of hell is for people who laugh at their jokes, just letting you know that. So I can understand that racism is, at least reasonable. My dog, by the way, my dog is it's the cutest thing, really ugly, looks like a mutant, has no teeth. Call her a little mutant muppet. She's a racist. My dog hates black people. And it's as much as I try and help her, I can't help her. But it's understandable. My dog is 14 years old in dog years. That's 98 in human years. She's from a different generation, so I understand that. But how can I hate everybody of one race? The last time we legally could hate everyone of a race was about 40,000 years ago. 40,000 years ago, when the Neanderthals lived with Homo sapiens at the same time. So 40,000 years ago, I could say, man, my next door neighbor, Ig, he's an idiot. Doesn't know how to walk upright, can't make a fire, and man, does he have atrocious table manners. And let me tell you, every one of those Neanderthals, they're all idiots. Every single one of them. I could do that is reasonable. Today, to say I hate all black people, I hate Jews, that doesn't make sense. It makes sense that I hate the good-looking guy over there, or I hate the comedians, but it doesn't make sense. So I'm here to stop racism. That is my job. And again, I'm excited because I'm doing that with my wife now, and it's been very exciting. My wife, is the answer to why many clergy don't wear robes anymore. Like, I stopped wearing robes, obviously, with a body like that, I'm not gonna wear a robe. I mean, I'm gonna show it off. So, but there's hope for my wife. Again, many of you, anybody heard of Patrick Swayze?
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze is a great actor. He was a great actor. He was the sexiest man in the world and like the nicest person ever. So I went to a charity event and I sat next to his ex-wife, Lisa, who was speaking, and her new husband. And so she's up there speaking about how she was married to the sexiest man in the world, who was the nicest guy in the world, who fought cancer and was an inspiration to many people. And I look to the guy next to me, her new husband, I say, how does it feel to be married to Lisa Swayze after Patrick Swayze? And he said, well, it's not too bad. So I think that's wonderful. So that's why I tell my wife, who's a lot younger than me, that after I die and she marries another rabbi, that life is not going to be too bad for him after being married to the sexiest rabbi alive. Because let me tell you something, once you go rabbi, you never go heathen again. Thank you guys. Robert Haas, City Bar.